Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting as we are here in the Pocono Mountains for a visit here with the Tricky Triangle here tonight at Pocono. What an interesting race this will be. As you can see, the stands are filling up here tonight, getting ready to see these guys go at it here with the USORL League. To go ahead, I believe this is race number 12 here tonight as we see Hen Bordeaux out there starting to lay down some times in the Scooby-Doo machine. And we'll talk a little bit about what we had for our qualifying time as the drivers are sitting here currently during their warm-up. And you want to talk about some close times. I mean, look at the difference between William Page, Luke Smith, Cam Barnes. I mean, these guys are within thousandths of a second of each other and still rolling at a high amount of speed here. So that should be interesting out there. Joshua Suss currently sitting ninth out there, about half a second off pace. So hopefully that does not hurt as bad as it looks. 15 drivers out here tonight, and I've got to admit that may be a problem, guys. I don't like seeing so few numbers. So get out here to the USORL Cup Series here tonight. These guys are out there racing in the Xfinities this year and for this season to go ahead and definitely put down awesome racing here. Haven't had too many trouble races as Douglas joins alongside me. We've been here for at least a good bit of these races. Not a whole lot of cautions, well, at least not expected, you know, when we head to places like Martinsville or short tracks. It always gets messy. But, you know, overall, it's very clean racing here with this league.
So overall, it has been clean racing throughout the entire season that I've broadcasted with you so far. But we are here at the Tricky Triangle tonight, and it does have the word tricky in it because this track could provide a little bit of trouble for some of these drivers if they are not careful.
All right, a couple of different things that you'll see as all three corners are a bit different. Turn 2 almost feels more like a triangle out there or just a transfer point as we take a look at it here. Right now, very banked into turn number 1. It'll be a little more flat through 2, but not as flat as turn number 3. Turn number 3 is going to be the very tough one, and that is normally where we see 90% of our guys end up sliding out of turn number 3. As they rotate up and then almost smack into the wall. So 108-degree track temperature is what we're looking at here tonight, and 80 laps. So, yep, it's going to be tough with only 15 drivers out there for 80 laps. I would love to see 30 people out there. So, guys, if you are out there in the out there that is an iRacer, go ahead and get out here. And we got plenty of spots. Let's go ahead and give this a race. I want to see a few more Toyotas out there, as Fords and Chevrolet seem to be the favorite here with this league. Of course, they'll have 4 sets of tires down in the pit, 70% per fuel capacity, and this time, no fast repair on a fixed setup. So, Douglas, appreciate you joining me as the commentator tonight. I will be your lead producer, and that wonderful 14 miles an hour wind is going to be very tough out there for guys not to ricochet off the wall in the Honey Nut Calios 200 tonight. If you know the reason behind the Honey Nut Calios 200, I couldn't get a straight answer from our admins out there as they could not stop insanely or helplessly laughing out there. But nevertheless, Jay out there in the chat, appreciate you joining us, man. I see you out there playing in the DC universe. How dare you? You should be out here on the track putting down some times and more practice time with these guys. And Gambit out there is John Peterson out there in the 43 machine, looking to see if he's got something going on. He says he's in the Halloween theme. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer out there and see if we can see. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Not a bad looking paint scheme by John Peterson.
All right. Looks like he's messing with Tony out there, so definitely going to change it up a little bit. Like it when guys decide to do something just a little bit different out there, especially on their race cars, instead of keeping it, I would say the same old, same old. I would hope to be closer toward Halloween. We start seeing some more orange and black cars out there. I think my wife would agree with that. She is a big supporter of Halloween out there. All right, Douglas. What have you raced at Pocono before?
Yeah, I have raced at Pocono before, but only in the trucks. So the trucks could really handle different when it comes to Pocono, but we are in these high horsepower Xfinity cars tonight, so they are definitely going to be handling a lot different than the truck would.
Okay. I too have done the trucks, and I've done the Xfinities at one point as well. And what you'll notice is a lot of weight ends up trying to shift up these turns. Turn one, to me, they say, some guys are able to get 2 of these turns, 2 out of the 3, but really, I find that anybody who has a strong turn number 3 exit is going to be your winner here of the race. I was very good at 1 and 2. You can pretty much hold it wide open all the way through turn number 2, but turn 1, I let the banking help me there. As you can see, nice dive in here by Joshua Suss out there in the 80 Chevrolet. Good rotation through. Might have rotated up a little too early there, but nevertheless likes to stay dug in there just a little bit. And as long as this track this is going to be pretty tough out there, especially with how the drivers definitely want to shoot around this track. Definitely going to be putting the miles on the odometer here tonight, as we are over 2 miles to get around this track. Do see guys are hitting about that top speed of about 190 miles an hour. I know the craziest race I have seen here actually involved Christopher Darling, driver out there, I believe, for Max Graphics. Sorry, I had to reach in the back of the mind for that one. For that paint, kind of that paint team, and they go out there, and he ended up leading the race. And Douglas, what you'll see here, really, actually, at Pocono, is even the Indy cars that race this, they try to break that draft on that front stretch, and you'll see them kind of bob and weave and move to the sides to try to see if they can get a breakaway. And once they do, they're off to the races, and they can get away. But normally, everybody, it's almost pack racing here, which is very, very odd.
It is very, very odd, especially when you do get a lot of pack racing on the front straightaway. That's probably where you're going to be seeing a majority of the passes tonight, is probably on the front straightaway. You won't be seeing it more on the back, but we could get some very, very good pack racing depending on how all the drivers do their thing tonight with driving, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, 2 more minutes left here in the warm-up. If John Peterson out there thinks, I missed his joke of saying he's hoping for a solid top 15 tonight, that is all. If he thinks I missed it, there are only 15 drivers out here tonight, he's wrong, I know. Aha. Very funny. As we are taking a look at Davey Hazard, as we are blessed with his presence in the number 75, goes ahead and earns himself the All About Barrels Award and destroys his car. Looks like he's heading to the backup car. All right. Well, we see a couple people out here driving, trying to figure out if they've got anything left in the tanker. Is there anything different that they can do with these vehicles? Now, I got one for you here, Douglas, and I'm guaranteed I don't know is going to be your answer. As we look at the guys coming down, looking to see if we can find it, if I got the right camera angle. Do you notice the cones sticking out of the fence? Any ideas?
No. I actually noticed that myself, and I have no ideas on that.
All right. I think I had Stella in the booth at one point, and she said few drivers have actually died here at Pocono. This is a very ugly track. It looks like the cones almost seem like a number countdown. You see there are 3 cones, 2 cones, and then 1 cone. And I think that's kind of what it's trying to signify. It's probably braking points. There's 2, there's 1, and then into the turn. So I think that's them trying to signify where the turn is. And then, all right, Mr. the King out there saying it's a countdown. Yes, all right, good. I was able to figure that one out. Look at me. All right. Hey, you about ready for this one?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think places even like Darlington or even and Michigan, they actually have numbers set off to the side. But this is the only track I've seen use cones. So we'll get a good view of them there. All right, Barney. Go ahead and put that flag away. We're done. Thank you. All right, we're going to try to have some fun here tonight. A little bit of a low turnout here, and we'll see how we can get people out there and on the track and get more See how we can get people here. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can grab a hold of the man, the myth, the legend, Davey Hazard out there. Davey, you got a copy?
I got a copy. How y'all doing?
Sweet. Doing all right, buddy. Talk to me about a little bit about the outlook here at Pocono. You know, we were blessed with your presence here tonight. How confident you feeling in the run?
Oh, I don't know if I'm very confident. These guys got fresh seat time, and yeah, I'm just here to have a little bit of fun, race some people. You know, I'm just trying to have fun tonight. I like Pocono, so end goal, you know, have a smile on my face at the checker flag at
Right.
least.
I was gonna say end goal, finish. That seems to be
You
the
ain't
hard
wrong.
part.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, the exit of turn number 3 is extremely difficult out there as everybody's getting ready to get going here. All right, I do want to poke a little bit here, Davey. I know it may be kind of a sore spot here. Little few drivers out here. How can people join with the USORL League, man?
Well, go to our website at usorl.weebly.com. We are a very welcoming group of people. We really try to let everyone come here and race. Just go to the website. You can find the link to our Discord. You get signed up here. There's a list of claims and available numbers and sponsors. But yeah, it's super simple. Come on out. Genuinely, we are a very, very welcoming group of people, and you will get to race. It's a free league. You get broadcasted by yours truly with Patrick. Yeah, we have a good time out here.
All right. Thanks, Davey, and good luck to you out there racing, buddy.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all be good.
Will do. All right. Davey Hazard looks like he's hooking around turn number 2 here. Let's go ahead and get to our grid as we are getting ready to get underway here. Pace car will be heading off here momentarily as we get Victor Vallee sitting in the number 1 spot. William Page will be number 2. Very close on those times when it gets to William Page, because then we find Luke Smith and Cam Barnes, almost identical times, 3 and 4, and then moving back to Noah Joyce on the inside of row number 3. Blake Beacon sits 6th, and Bordeaux is 7th. Brandon Newby, our 8th place driver. Joshua Suss, last one to put a qualifying time down, will be 9th. Moving us to Ryan Johnson, Davey Hazard, and Darren Ingram sitting all the way through 12. And then we've only got a couple more drivers left. Darrell Harris, John Peterson rounding out our field, and away we go. Green flag.
And it looks like Victor Vallee is going to be wasting no time at all grabbing the number 1 spot, as we do have a battle for spot number 2 going on between Luke Smith and William Page. Page is trying to hold his lead onto the outside line, and he gets a big, humongous run coming onto the outside line. William Page will settle into spot number 2.
Yeah, William Page does tuck in now as he stays up along the wall. Luke Smith follows it with suit right behind him. 31 and Noah Joyce was able to get around Cam Barnes to smooth himself into 4th. Barnes drops down to 5th. And now I know Barnes is hoping for a great night here tonight, as unfortunately he suffered a little bit at Martinsville in the Truck Series earlier this week. So Barnes hoping to continue a good run here tonight, especially in this series, and see how well he can do. But Barnes is already starting to fall off a bit here, about 0.3 of a second, and you want to start reeling him in and get up close and personal sooner than later. Otherwise, these guys will leave you in the dust.
They will leave you in the dust. And as we scramble to the back of the field, we got a battle for the number 7 spot as Hen Bordeaux was under pressure from Brandon Newby. Newby will find himself in spot number 7.
Yep, Newby moves up to 7th with his Ford, and I think Hen Bordeaux under fire now by Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson sliding here to the inside. The tiny horse still working on it here as he is moving up to the front. Right now, Ryan Johnson has gained now his 2nd position as he tries to get the Mystery Machine on the outside in the rearview mirror, and he does. Great job there moving up front. I do see a battle here for 3rd. Noah Joyce look like he's making a move for it here, but outside line going to help. Who does Cam Barnes help? Cam Barnes looks like he lines up right behind Luke Smith. Ended up closing the gap there. An excellent job as we are single file going across the start-finish line, and we are still continuing on through. Up high is going to be William Page, which oddly enough is working out very well for him, as that turn exit speed is helping him keep Vallee close, at least under a second here, but Vallee is starting to break away.
Vallee is starting to extend his lead by about a about a 7/10 of a second. And William Page will be in spot number 2. Noah Joyce settling comfortably in spot number 3. Luke Smith will be in spot number 4, and Cam Barnes rounding out our top 5. Going back to 6 will be Blake Beacon. Brandon Newby will be in spot number 7. Ryan Johnson will be in spot number 8. Darren Ingram in spot number 9. And Hen Bordeaux rounds out the top 10.
Yep, contact with the wall there by Brandon Newby. That causes him to lose a handful of positions here. That allows Ryan Johnson, Darren Ingram, and Hen Bordeaux to floss on around as that treacherous turn 3 exit caused him to make contact with the wall to finish out lap number 3. Hopefully he doesn't have a boatload of damage there on that right front fender as we see him drive by here. No issues here so far, as right now I'm looking at some of our last lap times, and William Page nails his fastest time of a 55:18 out there. Currently, Victor Vallée has been moving here recently, the past couple of laps, about 2 to 3 tenths faster than the rest of the field. But Page starting to pick up the pace, close that gap, and then he's going to try to work on him here as Page now makes a breakaway. Great job as Joyce and Luke Smith still duke it out here for 3rd position. Joyce has gained 2 positions here on the night, but Luke Smith wants his back and trying to get back up to the front with his Chevrolet. But so far, we've got at least a plethora of vehicles here in the top, at least in the top 3, led by Chevrolet. William Page's Ford starting to reel him in, and Noah Joyce's Toyota sits in that 3rd spot. Great job here so far. No trouble out there on the track. 5 laps into this one.
5 laps already in. William Page definitely trying to find that number 1 spot from Victor Vallée. And Noah Joyce, he's going to be still in the 3rd spot, but right now under pressure from Luke Smith. Smith starting to lose a little bit of ground on Noah Joyce. He gains it into the corners, and it looks like the low line going into turns 3 and 4 are definitely going to be the spots to be.
Yeah, great move here so far. Joyce is staying out front, though. As you can see, the 2 leaders in front are pulling away. He's got to hurry up and get up to the front. Right now, these 2 need to work well together or give up on this one, as it looks like a quick pass there. Luke Smith has gotten it, and I think Cam Barnes is looking to see if he can get a 2-for-1 special here. 97 machine down on the bottom makes a solid clear here, and Joyce goes from 3rd to 5th in a matter of a single turn there. And now Joyce is going to be playing chase. The top 5 have resumed back to their starting positions here of this race, and difficult it is that the only 2 drivers have been moving up positively are going to be Ryan Johnson, who's moved up 4 positions and currently sits 6th, and Darren Ingram's number 21 Toyota is currently moved up to the 8th spot. Right now, Darrell Harris and John Peterson hoping this race will come around to them, as they are way off the pace here, sitting already about 4.5 to 4 seconds off catching the leader here. I would hope that they don't lose any kind of any draft here, as they are hanging on, especially John Peterson right there at the tail end of the field. William Page starting to really put the pressure on Victor Vallée again, but I would assume these 2 probably aren't really going to go at it very soon. William Page is in a different team room other than Vic, and Vic currently is hanging out front, still leading every lap of this race. But right now, I think Vallée is getting ready to learn a little bit about racing here, as William Page is putting really the pressure on. Big time move there, as you see a quick dive in, a little bit deeper for Vallée, trying to keep William Page off his rear bumper here. Fresh air working out very well, though, as William Page is trying to figure out where he can get him. And I would say if he can reel him in here on this front stretch, he's going to try in turn number 1. It seems to be his strongest turn here of the night.
Definitely going to be the strongest turn for William Page, as he does gain a little bit of ground. Coming off of the exit of the corners, it looks like Vallée is getting a little bit of an advantage off of the corners. But what's William Page's advantage? He's right now gaining on him going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, quick breath of fresh air for William Page. You see it helps out just a little bit as he snugs right back in behind Victor Vallée. I'm wondering if this is a fuel conservation. Quick turn number 2. Look at the distance that Vallée is able to put on Page. Great turn there, as it looks like Page, I think, has a stronger turn 1. Turn 2 goes to Vallée this round, And William Page looks like he might need a little help from Luke Smith to help push him back up there to the front.
Only going to be a little bit of an advantage for Victor Valley. William Page, he's definitely going to have to regain back some ground. Going back into spot number 3, Luke Smith. He is starting to catch down the 2 leaders right now.
Yeah. Right now he's starting to reel them in. I would wonder if Luke Smith was doing some tire conservation early in the race as he moves himself back up to the front. Check in again here on Hen Bordeaux, who's unfortunately lost 3 positions tonight, as well as Joshua Suss. He has moved down in his Chevrolet down to 12th. Hen Bordeaux trying to see if we can shoot up to the front. I've seen Hen haven't won a race yet, but does seem to seemingly being pretty consistent out there if we could just keep the car clean and out of trouble. As we see the 26 Ford, whoa, a little seesaw move there. As we almost thought about making contact there with the Aflac machine of Blake Viken. Viken we haven't talked about much here tonight. He's been fairly quiet, as it looks like John Peterson trying to make a little separation here from the number 9 of Darrell Harris, and he does. Interesting pass to drop down almost 3 lanes there and try to bring it back. Let's get a little closer here to the action as we see John Peterson reeling in Suss, but Suss looks like he's trying to make a move underneath Hen Bordeaux.
Looks like Joshua Suss, he will look down to the inside of Hen Bordeaux. And it looks like he might be able to get it this time by going into the corner. It looks like Bordeaux will have the advantage on the outside line. Oh, and we got a car spinning on the front straightaway.
It's Noah Joyce, isn't it? Yep.
That is Noah Joyce.
Noah Joyce says Noah Joyce has crashed, no caution. Looked like something happened, had to tow. So first trouble here of the night. We'll see if Joyce has taken it back to the garage or we're having to tow. Let's take a look at it. Well, no kidding.
Looks like Noah Joyce has taken it back to the garage.
Yeah, we'll see here in just a second. I don't know if something has happened to Joyce here. I knew he was out there fighting for some positions. Let's take a look at it, as I want to see what in the world is going on here. This is Joyce here in the 31 Toyota. Looks like Darren Engerman moved himself up into the 6th position. What happens here? Whoa, like the car almost straightened out there. He should have been able to recover from that. Alright, we'll get ourselves back to the race here. There they are. We're in the hunt for trying to find where the cars are. And there they are. 1 through 5. Getting a solid breakaway here. And I knew, Douglas, you and I talked about it. There's a good chance we may see this may be a caution-free race. As Blake Viken, I think, is in some trouble out there. Yep, Blake Viken is around. Heavy damage to the front nose. And it looks like another Toyota goes down. I don't know if their suspension builder got the best of him here. There's turn number 3. Loses it here.
It's like another car that just fought the wall and couldn't recover it.
It almost seems like frustration wrecks, though. Alright, let's check in on Darren Ingram. Alright, there's a nice overhead view. Looks like that drone is just a little bit too close. Let's check in on him. Ingram up 6 here on the night. The only person to move up more positions than that is our 3rd place driver, of Ryan Johnson. Now, right now, fortunately, 1 through 5 are all within about a second of each other. And then we have to look another 4 back to find Darren Ingram, which is hateful. You see that's going to take a lot out of him. Cam Barnes now nose to tail there with William Page. Smith and Ryan Johnson are up front. But remember how I said we had a separation of a Chevy, a Ford, and a Toyota. Now it's all 3 Chevys in the top 3. If you'd like to count the top 5, William Page is the only Ford out of the Chevy group that is up there. Ingram would love to figure out how to make up some sort of ground here. Since he is showing 5 seconds off pace and with no help, no drafting buddies or anything like that. Brandon Newby sits behind that. Davey Hazard is 8th. Daryl Harris is 9th. And Joshua Suss rounding out for 11th. Hen Bordeaux, I think, doing a little wreck avoidance out there. Came down on pit road on lap number 12. Looks like for 13 seconds, Hen Bordeaux came down. No, I lied. Hen Bordeaux is not pit. It was Blake Beacon who came down on lap number 12. Thought about fixing the car and realized it was just too much damage to the garage. He goes.
And the battle was heating up for the number 2 spot as we were focusing on that. It looks like Ryan Johnson manages to pass Luke Smith for spot number 2.
And I missed it. All right. Now we'll go ahead and take a peek at it and get an overhead look at these two going at it here. Wow, great turn. Tough on the tires, though, to whip from the outside back to the inside on exit. And he probably uses turn 2 to fix it. Yep. Excellent job there by Ryan Johnson. So that is how our driver, Ryan Johnson, the 38 Chevrolet, moves himself up another position. John Peterson. There's a battle here as Joshua Suss passes Mr. Peterson for spot number 10. Can Peterson back down another spot? These drivers sitting pretty close out there. Ingram was 5 seconds off, now to 6. Ingram could definitely use some help here. Fuel mileage still in question. I've been told there are possibilities of 28 to 35 laps. That is hard to say, depending whether you were in the draft or not. All right, John Peterson wants to make another pass here. And I think he's going to get it here. Nope. Yes, no. Yes, no. Come on. Let's get it going here. Joshua Suss watching him try to work his way around. 43 doesn't make a full clear, though, yet.
Patrick, while we're focusing on this, we actually got a good battle going on for the lead as Ryan Johnson, he has tracked down Victor Valley. We could be seeing a heated battle here on the front straightaway.
All right, so Victor Valley may be getting passed here by Ryan Johnson. Johnson not interested in waiting the way William Page did. This is now a chance and a battle for the lead. Finally, we've got somebody who else is taking over and taking Victor Valley off the top spot. Not rooting that Valley would end up going a spot down, but somebody was able to have something to answer what was making Victor Valley so fast. But he decides to switch him up here. He's going to try again here in turn number 2 to regain, and he does. Great pass, not bad. Ryan Johnson trying to make sure he keeps Luke Smith at bay as well. As Victor Valley is trying to hold on. Yeah, with the slew of Toyotas going down here so far, I'm wondering if Darren Ingram and Davey Hazard are pretty nervous out there currently. Two have gone down. Noah Joyce, who was up there in around the 5th spot, and Blake Beacon just behind that. All right, let's take a look. We are seeing Ryan Johnson taking a spot. He's looking to take a shot at it here. Here's the rotation out of 1.
Johnson had a big run on the outside line.
Oh, man. Gets a good rotation through 2, and he's got him. Valley goes from the lead to hopefully 3rd. He's able to cut in front of Cam Barnes. Barnes makes a good move there and ends up making it work. Checking out there in the chat, Benjamin Snyder says he's loving these camera angles. Yes. Appreciate it, buddy. Spent a little bit of time getting some of these squared away. Normally a short track. This is a fancy one. You get Venom's helmet there. This is Ryan Johnson here. Great job here so far. Looking to see if anybody else has been under fire. Let's check back in on John Peterson. I think Peterson's just having fun out there with Suss. And right now, John Peterson getting ready to shoot around the 80 of Suss. Suss in the rear view. Suss looking to try to cross him up here. Suss very close. No can do. Doesn't get it. See if we can ride shotgun with him here and see what it looks like. If he's got any kind of an idea how he wants to make the roll up through. This is turn number 3. Fast entry, but slow on the exit. John Peterson's going to have him there, but Peterson keeps that kind of swaying up. He's going to end up smacking it off the wall. 43 trying to break the draft. Exactly what I was saying before, these guys trying to do it. And 3 drivers down pit road, Douglas. Right now we got Victor Valley, Darren Ingram, and Hen Bordeaux on their way down. I'm assuming 4 tires and a full tank of fuel, and they'll be back out on the track.
Most definitely, and I think it is going to be a 4-tire stop for all 3 of these drivers. Were we expecting them to come down this early, or were we expecting the fuel limit to be like in the 30-lap gap?
Yep. Yeah, I think it was closer to about that 27 to 35 area. But I think we're going to see. Who knows? Right now, I know William Page is a driver who hangs on to fuel a little bit longer than most. So we may see that Victor Valley is noticing just the fall off is too much there. And he's going to go ahead and throw in the towel and make it come on down. Brandon Newby, he's working his way on down. And our Canadian of Darrell Harris, he's coming on down. And John Peterson, there he is. All right, not bad here.
So it looks like now Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, and Cam Barnes will now be our top 3.
Yep. Currently Luke Smith still hanging on to that spot and very close to Ryan Johnson, though. If there's one thing, he hasn't let him slip away. Now, remember I said Valley was able to slick in between Cam Barnes. Unfortunately, Barnes has fallen off pace now. About 2.5 behind. He's got to make up about 1.2 to catch Luke Smith here, as they remain still out there on the track. Ooh, man, we got John Peterson hanging out in the box for over 40 seconds. Let's see if he leaves around 45, 48. If he did, he'd be dealing with a speeding penalty, and that does not appear to be the case here. 55 seconds.
Actually, I can confirm John Peterson did get a penalty too fast entering pit lane.
Oh, my gosh. No. Now might be fixing it up, though. All right, let's take a look right now. Ryan Johnson seems to be slowing down. Oh, man. Now, it will not be that where you saw him lock up the tires. Locking up tires should be commitment cone. And then the first line should be inside a pit. But, correct me if I'm wrong there, Douglas, but that may be pretty close out there for Ryan Johnson as well. Still staying out there on the track is Luke Smith, Cam Barnes, William Page, and Davey Hazard. Sitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Suss is going to move up to 5 due to the amount of people that are pitting. Ryan Johnson in and out with a 15-second pit stall time. Fantastic job. Johnson looking to get back out there before he ends up possibly going a lap down. As John Peterson was in there for an extended amount of time, Peterson does go a lap down.
Looks like here comes our leader, Luke Smith, down pit road. And Cam Barnes goes with him.
Man, just trying to check it up there. That was close. Hopefully none of these guys ended up with any difficulties there. That's going to move Davey Hazard into the lead. Hazard now staying out. Gives him a lead lap here on the night as he got past them as they were coming down pit road. Hazard is the only one out of those top 5 that did not pit, and he has not pit. But it's good to see as this track rubbers up and starts changing out there. The guys start noticing they're able to do a little more. Darrell Harris has actually knocked down his fastest time here of the night with a 55.32. Not bad there so far by Darrell Harris. I'm wondering if this track is finally coming around where he's enjoying it. And he might try to make the best of it here. Joshua Suss working his way out of pit with a 17.5 second time. Hazard still remains out though. Lap number 26 underway. And this is about a little closer when we thought we'd start seeing guys coming down in the pit. Now last lap time here for Davey Hazard sits at a 57.87. And our previous leader of Victor Valley, before Ryan Johnson took over, has run a 55.38. So about 2.5 seconds faster here for Valley. And that is cooking out there. So Hazard might be coming down this time by. That's actually William Page here making a quick pass there to Darren Ingram, putting Ingram back into 7th. The fastest time of the night here is currently going to Ryan Johnson with a 55.01. Holy cow.
Ooh, that's quick.
Yeah, well, that would have been enough to take the pole here tonight. Let's check in on Davey Hazard again.
You know, Patrick, I'm also noticing, and I don't know if anybody else notices this, it looks like the track went under a little bit of shade, so I'm not sure if a cloud went over that sun, but it looks like the track is starting to get a little bit of shade on it, so we might be seeing a little bit more speed out of these guys.
Yep. As right now, we just watched the track temperature drop down to 100 degrees. So it is slowly peeling off there just a little bit, and the wind picks up to 15 miles an hour now. Great and good look there, man. Glad you noticed that. So Davey Hazard up to lap number 27. He's staying low. This is going to do it for him. Bet you that tank is plenty empty. He realizes this is the time. So as Hazard enters pit road, only 12.5 seconds back is going to be Victor Valley. And check out the gap that he's got on the field this time. 3.6 seconds. So that's going to be a healthy lead out front. I don't know how Ryan Johnson's going to be able to compete with that, but maybe he can.
So far, it looks like Ryan Johnson, he is running the faster lap times this time. Victor Valley at a 55.63. Ryan Johnson at a 55.32, so he might be reeling him in little bit by little bit.
Yep. So that may end up working out. We'll see if Johnson can reel him in, but we've got a lot of separation out here on the track. Two closest drivers, though, are Darren Ingram, and I believe Darrell Harris is currently sitting right behind him. Now, you're supposed to make some sort of a joke saying Darren and Darrell sitting 6th and 7, both up 6 positions. And a Toyota and a Chevrolet are working their way up to the front. Hopefully these two might be able to work something out and together. But it does not appear Mr. Ingram is interested in doing any of that. Appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting. Don't forget that you can come down and join these guys here at the USORL Cup Series. Or their Truck Series, the Track and Turf Series. I believe their finale is October 17th. So not next Thursday. It'll be the Thursday following that. Currently tonight we are here at Pocono for the Hun Nut Calios 200. Darren Ingram getting a little taste of Darrell Harris there. Harris is now looking here to the inside, and Douglas, this looks like he might have a pass here.
Definitely looks like he might have a pass. Ingram pulling on the outside. Harris wants it on the inside. It looks like Ingram will get the run going down turn number 4 into the front straightaway. Ingram will hold on to the number 6 spot.
Yep. Ingram holds on to 6. Darrell Harris dropped back down to 7. So it looked like he finally had something for him there. As right now, I'm sure Darrell Harris would like to continue his march up to the front. Great rotation for turn number 1. Darrell Harris trying to see if he's got something for him. He tried once, but the two of them battling amongst each other has allowed Brandon Newby to play catch-up. Almost a little contact there as you lose him right underneath the spoiler. Nine Machine looking to make a slide here. Darren Ingram wants to have the better line heading into 3, and he might be able to stick him into the outside. Good rotation outside, number 9, and trying to hold on. 9 might have it, though, but as the split goes away, this allows Darren Ingram to get away from him here, and now Newby put Darrell Harris under fire. So as he reaches out, looks like the lid catches him, smacks shut, and catches Darrell Harris reaching in the cookie jar. He loses a position.
Only losing a position is Darrell Harris. And here comes Brandon Newby. He's trying to look onto the inside of Aaron Ingram going down into the corner. Newby right now having the advantage. Oh, and Newby and Ingram are in trouble.
We were riding along with Newby there. No caution. 2 vehicles under. What is happening here? Why is there no caution? There we go.
There's the caution.
I would say Darren Ingram was looking for a caution there. That's why he went up the track. Because there was nobody around. That is impressive when you can total 2 vehicles. And nothing happened. Nobody got caught here. So Darren Ingram and Brandon Newby, both these guys down pit road. And they will definitely see how much after their tow time, what they can do about it. Let's take a look here. We're riding inside Newby's car. Ingram, woo. Well, that's going to be a hard one to call. So who do you point the finger at on this one? I mean, Darrell Harris is sitting behind him here. And right now it looks like Ingram is coming down, but the 14 is coming up. A little assistance of some net code there. As the 21 machine is actually inside of his car. And the 14 goes around. Tons of damage out there for Brandon Newby. Newby is taking it to the garage. If Darren Ingram decides to call it in, which I would assume he will not, he'll be coming out and probably assuming the 11th position. Now, Douglas, talk to me a little bit and try to refresh my memory. Is it Darren Ingram that put his truck back together at Martinsville?
I believe it was him.
Okay. So don't count Darren Ingram out now. But does everybody come down in pit? I mean, I know everybody kind of came in between lap 21. Davey Hazard, I think he came down on 27. But I would assume this would be probably a pretty good time. I don't know if they would take tires, though. This might be a fuel and go.
People that have decided to come down: Victor Valley, Cam Barnes, William Page, Daryl Harris, Joshua Suss, and Davey Hazard.
Six drivers decide for pit road, leaving Johnson, Smith, and Bordeaux 1, 2, and 3. We'll see some of the pit calls here and see if anybody takes tires. No kidding. Victor Valley's going to take tires. I would not have thought taking tires, because this leaves him with one set left. And about, what, 46 laps left to go?
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, seeing cautions are few and far between. I should have bet you on that caution-free race. All right.
This, though, could be a strategic call of the race for some of these guys, because this might be the only caution we get.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many people would even consider coming down pit road next time and not taking tires. You know what I mean? If Victor Valley was... But I don't know. He may be able to try cut this one in half. If he goes another 20 laps, that puts us at 50, maybe 7. Depending on when we get back under green.
Yeah.
And then he's going to... I don't know if he'll have enough fuel to make it to the end at that point. So do they come back down and take another splash again? Yeah, that might be an idea. Pace car lights should be off this time by. Hen Bordeaux coming down. Cam Barnes coming back down.
These two might be coming down. These two might be coming down just to top off the tank.
Yeah, I would probably definitely bet on that. Yeah, Cam Barnes, I would definitely come down pit road now. Fuel and go. Ooh, man. So Hen Bordeaux misses the box there. We're having trouble finding it. Cam Barnes is taking tires.
As well as Hen Bordeaux.
Yeah. Interesting call here. So the only one to fuel and go out there was Joshua Suss and William Page, who are currently both hanging out in row number 2. William Page returning to be the only Ford in the top 5 here. Douglas, you know, what are the repercussions of not taking tires here?
When it comes to Pocono, if you don't take tires at a certain point, you could be left out to dry, because the straightaways, it's going to hurt you on those old tires.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like Ven out there in the chat is saying that wreck was pretty embarrassing, LOL. Yeah, it looked like just two guys met up with each other at the exact same spot. I've seen it happen before. So, I said normally cautions happen on the exit of 3. But if it's a deal between 2 drivers, normally it's on 2. Too many guys trying to bounce, ride low, bounce to the top. All right, looks like they're waiting. Drivers to get back to it here. Back under green, Ryan Johnson. On his tires he put on back on lap 23, 10 laps older than everybody else who's currently sitting behind him. Other than Luke Smith. Watching this go on here. As to the outside goes Daryl Harris. Harris wants to get something going here. Not looking to wait any sort of time. Getting blocked up in front of him by Cam Barnes and Suss.
Right now, Victor Valley is right now going for the number 3 spot. He takes it away from William Page. And here comes Davey Hazard trying to make some noise. We haven't talked about Davey in quite a while.
Yep. You only ask Davey how we get some more drivers in here. I would love to see this field doubled out here, and there's no reason that you can't. And they say if you go to usorl.com at Weebly, you definitely sign up with these guys. Douglas, keep an eye down there. I see Hen Bordeaux coming down into pit road. Unsure what's going on. Team room number 7 might be our answer.
Right now, I can't get confirmation. It looks like Hen Bordeaux does have to serve a black flag.
Was it being out of line with the driver?
That's a good question. I can't get confirmation on that, but I can tell you it is a black flag penalty for Hen Bordeaux.
All right, well, hopefully we'll see how that works out for Hen Bordeaux. Hopefully able to return back and keep trying. Boy, that's tough. That is a tough penalty to serve, and now you're going to be out of the spot here. 42 seconds in the box. And unfortunately marching farther and farther back. Battle for second, Victor Valley. Down to the bottom, 39 Machine of Luke Smith. Is going to be looking at his rear bumper once again. Ryan Johnson might be in some trouble here. Davey Hazard trying to find an angle. Nope, can't do it.
Now our top 4 are pretty much staying together as of right now.
Looking to see if anything else can happen out there. Let's see what's going on. 45 seconds in the box for Hen Bordeaux. How we hang on to this. Victor Valley looking to make a move. I think that might be the ticket here. Victor Valley, no can do. Johnson cuts off the run. I think Johnson knows exactly what he needs to do here.
Right now, Victor Valley, he is trying to gain some ground on Ryan Johnson. Looks like he won't get it into this corner. Ryan Johnson, he's cutting off that line from Victor Valley. Right now, Ryan Johnson, he's fighting for his life right now. Luke Smith, he's watching the show back from spot number 3, Davey Hazard. Hazard gaining some ground on Luke Smith. Once again can't get it done, so Hazard will be at spot number 4. And falling off a couple of seconds from the top 4 is Cam Barnes, but he is slowly gaining on him going into the corner.
Yeah, trying to figure out where that soft spot is here in the game of Ryan Johnson. Right now, Davey Hazard, I think he might smell a little bit there on the inside line. He's going to get Luke Smith here heading into 2. Not confirming he has not made the clear yet, but he does right there. Fantastic job. They're trying to see if he can dip his finger into the honey pot as well. Looks like Cam Barnes here to the inside. 97 Chevrolet getting the best here of the 39. Luke Smith dropping off, but we've seen Luke Smith come in a lot later into the game. But remember, he is one of our drivers that came in on lap 24, did not pit with our 33 lap drivers. He is out there on a little bit older tires, and I'm wondering if they're starting to pay the price.
Could be starting to pay the price, and another driver that I could start paying the price for is Ryan Johnson, as he's starting to get the heat from Victor Valley. Valley looking down to the inside, Johnson on the outside. Will Valley be able to confiscate the number 1 spot? No, he will not, because Johnson is still getting the run on the outside line, but Valley is hanging right there in his footsteps.
Yeah, still hanging on with the front bumper cover at the rear bumper here of the 38. That is not going to allow him to rotate down. So Victor Valley keeping the more favored line down on the bottom. That's going to hurt Ryan Johnson here. But look who's showing up into the picture. Davey Hazard trying to help with a little bit of draft help on the back end there of Victor Valley. Valley able to make the clear, and Davey Hazard starting to reel in Ryan Johnson as Johnson feels defeated after that last lap.
And I can tell you what, Patrick, Davey Hazard, he spoke to us in his interview. He says he wasn't feeling so confident about this track. I bet you he's feeling pretty confident now.
Oh, yeah. He said he just wanted to leave this track with a smile or the checkered flag, sir. Well, currently, I think he's smiling right now as he's sitting third, gaining 8 here on the night as this Toyota is one of the ones that has survived here tonight. Still, Darren Ingram and his Toyota ended up going down in the pit road for the last 12 and a half minutes. Davey Hazard is the only one that is still mobile as he is right now shooting around Ryan Johnson there, who's currently on the outside. Very tough night here for the Toyota team, as right now the 97 of Cam Barnes Chevrolet peeks into the picture there just a little bit, and Valley trying to have the hammer down and get out of there, as currently all the drivers behind him are going to work on each other, and this is definitely helping his cause as he's out by almost a second.
Out by a second, and it looks like Cam Barnes, he is trying to, sneak to the inside. Hazard getting way loose. Great save by Davey Hazard.
Yeah, I don't know if there was some sort of net code there. I didn't see any contact. Just a 75, the rear end kind of kicked out on him there. I'm not quite sure what happened. Well, fortunately, they are able to save it, and nobody ends up dying there. It's right now Davey Hazard makes the block on Cam Barnes. Barnes unable to make the pass here, as a great block by Hazard, and it moves Cam Barnes back to third where Davey Hazard says he belongs, and Ryan Johnson trying to figure out if he's got an angle here to see if he can shoot around both these guys yet again. So I guarantee you right now Cam Barnes not happy about that block. Might try to nudge our old league leader here and see if he can let him know how confident and happy he is about that move.
Battle is now heating up for the number 4 spot as here comes Luke Smith looking down to the inside of Ryan Johnson. Johnson once again will have that little bit of run on the outside, but Luke Smith is hanging right there with him.
Yeah, I do want to give a check-in back on our leader, Valley, out by 2 seconds, laughing this one away as he gets out front. Hazard Dorn Cam Barnes here heading into 2. Love to see it here right now. This is beautiful racing. These two guys are really letting each other know what they think. And Cam Barnes wants past bad. But Davey Hazard not interested at all about letting Cam Barnes pass him here. I'm wondering if something has happened earlier in the race or if this is a little bit of vendetta here, as Davey Hazard is doing whatever it takes to make sure that 97 is not going to pass him here tonight. Interesting angle.
That was definitely good side-by-side racing with Davey Hazard and Cam Barnes, and it looks like they'll settle back into their rifle positions.
Yeah, checking on our times. Cam Barnes is pretty fast here through section number 1, but then we give it back to Davey Hazard as he makes it the best of it after turn number 2. So Cam Barnes starts reeling in Hazard again here. Cam Barnes taking a look to the outside. No can do. Boy, he wants a piece of him here. It's Cam Barnes taking another look. We said shotgun. Now Barnes close down to that paint, rotating up. And both these vehicles very firm out here tonight. That's why I was very confused of what in the world happened to Davey Hazard entering turn number 1. I wasn't sure if contact was made out there.
We're talking about that. We got a battle heating up between Errol Harris and John Peterson back here. Peterson looking into the inside of Harris.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Peterson is getting ready to break past Errol Harris here. Remember, these two have been fighting almost all night, but oddly enough, this will be, I think, the first time that John Peterson will actually be seeing the top 5 drivers of Luke Smith. Originally, they had a breakaway of about 3 to 4 seconds. That has gone away. The only buddy with that kind of distance currently is our leader, out by 2.7, now 2 3/4 away from the rest of the field, and I think this might work greatly to his advantage. And I'm wondering if those tires are kind of what we can point our finger at and say, this was the winning call of the race.
Definitely could be not just the winning call of the race, but the strategic call of the race.
Yep. And we'll hopefully be able to get a little something to figure out why Hen Bordeaux ended up having to come into pit to go a lap down. I saw Hen definitely having to slow up a little bit. Let another driver pass, but I don't know if the green flag had fell yet. And if that were the case, that's because somebody didn't work their way around the track fast enough. But Hen Bordeaux may be appealing that call later on here in the run. Let's check back in our second place work here as Cam Barnes is falling off Davey Hazard here a good bit. Looks like he's finally giving him a little bit of room, not interested in letting anything go. And Luke Smith, John Peterson, and Daryl Harris sit for 5, 6, and 7. Peterson's starting to fall off, but the more people battle side by side, the farther the ones in front get away. And Daryl Harris, I don't think he cares at all, down to the bottom. But he's got a better chance of betting a train's going to jump off the tracks in front of him than trying to get around John Peterson right now. Peterson definitely shutting the door on him yet again. No can do. Unable to come up with any sort of an answer here to get around John Peterson, but those two will continue doing battle. Victor Valley leading this race by 2.6 seconds. I've got to say his lead has started to dwindle down a little bit here. I wonder if Cam Barnes is just realizing he should just work with him. All right, this might be a scheduled pit stop here for Ryan Johnson. 38 Chevrolet coming on down.
Ryan Johnson, I believe his last pit stop was on lap 21, I believe. As when we had that caution, he was one of the guys that did not pit.
Yep. Yep, both him and Luke Smith. Still waiting to see if Luke Smith comes down, joins pit road. So we are already halfway over here with the Honey Nut Calios 200. Do appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTrack Broadcast. We are bringing it to you live here at Pocono. Pocono being just as tough on some of the drivers, mostly the Toyotas here tonight. A little bit of trouble out there for one of our Chevrolets, but no worse for the wear. Victor Valley still racing it out here. Can anybody come up with an answer for Victor Valley? And down pit road is William Page. Huh. This is actually his third visit down pit road. As 4 tires go on, and he's working his way out of pits now. Luke Smith coming on down in the pit. That's going to move John Peterson up into 4th. Daryl Harris still sitting behind him, though. Lap number 51 is underway. Everybody else still trying to gauge how far they're going to make it on fuel here. Douglas, we may still see a possibility of another 2 more stops that the driver's going to have to make here.
Could be very well possibility, but all these drivers are on different strategic pit stops after that caution. So you might be seeing some of these guys extended out more.
I'm trying to work up a couple calculations here. If we went 20 to 25, that's still going to drop us just short. Guys are still going to need to pit, especially the lap 33 drivers. I believe they should be currently pitting about 20 laps now. They should be able maybe one stop it here, which might be exactly what Victor Valdez is trying to play into. Not a bad race out here, Douglas. Currently only one caution out here tonight. Involving Brandon Newby and Darren Ingram back on lap 31. Back on lap 12, there was a self-spin by Blake Beacon into the wall. And on lap number 10, Noah Joyce had a self-spin and made contact with the wall out there. Ended up taking both those gentlemen out of the race. Not seen by in the infield car care center, so that is good news. So, Douglas, if you were to race with these guys, you think you can hang with them?
That's a good question. I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I mean, it would be a good possibility.
Alrighty. Well, might have to try to put you in the driver's seat of one of these and see what you think. I know I've gone out there occasionally if I got a little extra time, try to race with a league out there, get a good feel for them. I used to race around a little bit with the Racing Revolution League, and even in little fun races, but you can kind of see how difficult it is for them out there on the track.
I wouldn't mind it, especially if it comes to Daytona and Talladega. Those are my specialties.
Ah, the super speedways. Okay. Yeah, I definitely would like to find somebody pretty decent, a mile and a half would be nice. You know, ones like Kansas or... Oof, shot to the wall there by John Peterson. Oh, Peterson, no. Darrell Harris has fought around him. It'll be pretty interesting to see here. When these guys do come down into pit, our leader out in front by 3.5 seconds now. Yeah, if he is able to one pit it, I think he's going to try to get as close to 60 as he can. And then he should be able to make it. Ryan Johnson coming in on lap 48. That would be pretty brutal. Trying to cut it close. But a lot of things can happen here, Douglas. If there is a caution, this could really flip the script of everything. Victor Vallee would end up putting on his last set of tires the next time he has to pit. Let's see, we only got 25 left to go. You can kind of split this, but go ahead.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't know how many sets of tires each of these guys have. I know Victor Vallee, I think he has one set left. I know Cam Barnes, I think he's got one set left. I'm not sure how much Davey Hazard has left.
All right. How many? When you see out there, how many does it say? How many sets of tires we should have? On a race info, I had currently 4.
That's accurate to what I'm getting, is 4 sets of tires.
Okay, so 1 goes on the car. That should leave us 3 in the pit.
And here comes one of our questions right now. Davey Hazard coming down pit road.
All right, Davey Hazard, this will be his 3rd visit tonight. I'm assuming 4 tires and fuel, and that'll be it to the end of the race for him. Ryan Johnson may need a caution. So he can come down and get his last pit stop done. So we are starting to spread apart here a little bit. Pretty impressive. Davey Hazard is still pitting, working his way out of the box. Still waiting to find Luke Smith, though. Here comes Luke Smith.
Here comes our leader, Victor Vallee, down pit road.
Yep, that's why I was looking back. I saw a white car almost getting sideways coming out of 3.
Cam Barnes comes along with him, as well as John Peterson.
Yep, new leader is going to go to Darrell Harris. As he crosses the line is our next leader. John Peterson coming on down. Joshua Suss stays out. This could change up a few things. Right now, that is Ryan Johnson shooting on by. Now moves up to third. I know. I really didn't think this race was going to be all on pit strategy here. Would say that lap 33 pit stop was a great idea. Darrell Harris working his way down pit road as we speak. Being able to come down pit a little bit early here. 22 laps left to go. And I believe, checking my ticker here, Suss and Bordeaux are the only ones. As I say that, I believe Bordeaux actually working their way on down. And Bordeaux doing a great job here in the 26 Ford. Unfortunately, a lap down, though. And I was hoping for a caution. That way we get the lucky dog around. Only 3 events here tonight, only one causing a caution. That being the one that involved Brandon Newby and Darren Ingram. I believe Suss working his way on down.
Should cycle Ryan Johnson out to the lead.
Yeah, so it should leave what? Johnson, Page, and Valley.
Yes, that should be.
So leader back out in front. Lee off by just about 10.5 seconds here. This race is starting to wind down to the final laps. I wonder. Right now, William Page is way back there. Right now, I think that is actually Luke Smith. We had our eyes on there for just a moment. Looks like he's trying to get his lap back. I believe he does. Yep, he's got it back. So this will put him back on the lead lap. Setting Bordeaux up for the lucky dog position. If we get another caution. See, now this race has been pretty clean here tonight. We watch Victor Valley move around William Page.
Victor Valley will go to spot number 2. William Page will settle back into spot number 3. And little ways back, we could see Davey Hazard sitting in spot number 4. And then just right behind him, just entering turn 4 now, is Cam Barnes. That'll be our top 5.
How many drivers right now do you think are wondering, you know, I've made the wrong call here. This is not the way I saw this going.
I'm not sure how many, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people weren't expecting a caution.
No, and it's definitely thrown a wrench in out there. Everybody a little concerned about really which way they need to go and how to make it work here tonight. All right, we are here at the Pocono Raceway here on the 5th of October. Next race we will see you guys at for the Cup Series moves us to Chicagoland. For the Tropicana 200, then Iowa, and then Indy. All right. Well, fortunately, we'll be able to get a couple of tracks that are pretty decent out there before they really got to get to work. When we move to 11-2, November 2nd, these guys head to the Chicago Street.
Looks like we have a new third place sitter right now, Davey Hazard. He managed to find his way past William Page.
Yep, and 14.9 seconds in the box. Ryan Johnson comes down for his final pit stop. That puts Valley back into the lead. 2.7 seconds, and now cutting in is Davey Hazard, who sits second. William Page is our third place driver. Mellow Yellow Machine keeps it off the wall. Cam Barnes sits fourth, especially after following the leader and doing everything he was doing almost in lockstep. Darrell Harris top 5. Harris off, I think, 4 seconds before he can find Cam Barnes. That's 10 seconds before you can find our leader. It's a great job here tonight. Our drivers who've really been putting the work in here. Gotta say, as difficult as this can be, these guys are definitely have been putting the work in here with this league, as we see Ryan Johnson getting ready to reel in Mr. Suss. This is an interesting angle right now that Victor Valley has over the rest of the field. Being able to pit at the right time, in the right place. Ryan Johnson up to 7th.
Right now, the battle could be heating up for the number 3 spot, as William Page, he's about to have some heat from Cam Barnes, who is trying to break it to the top 3.
Yeah, Cam Barnes recently has been moving up. Remember, as long as he's not sitting behind Davey Hazard, I think everything's A-okay. Cam Barnes trying to figure out a route around that mellow yellow Ford. Boy, Cam Barnes, that might be it down below. Also put in consideration that William Page last came down pit road on lap 49. I believe for his last set of tires and fuel. Alrighty. Pretty quiet here so far, Douglas. Anything else you want to add here to this race? Any track information that we should know?
Really much track information. I could look up a few facts.
That might be a good idea, man. Give me something we've had. I want to hear it. We got to get it here. All right, now I'll take a look out there and kind of see what in the world these guys have going on out there. I would say it's odd enough not to see Cal Lovell out here. Lovell actually won this track season 2, 3, and 4. Davey Hazard enjoyed his win on season 7, and Jeff Dixon the second has won this race back in season number 9. It's definitely been a right while since these guys have come here to visit Pocono. Race number 12 out of 28 races. 80 laps here tonight with only 14 left to go. Victor Valley, who was sitting with a about 2.6 second lead. Hazard looked like he was reeling him in, and Hazard on his way backwards, 4.2. That Davey Hazard has been behind.
could tell you this. I'm looking up history on this track, and you know who has the most wins here at this track? Who's the most winningest driver here at Pocono?
Petty? Is it Richard Petty?
I'm reading right here. Denny Hamlin has a total of 7 victories here at Pocono.
Really? 7 victories. Was it all in the same car? Were they saying it's Cup Series?
Yes, it was all in the Cup Series. And he swept both Pocono races in his rookie season.
Oh, wow. All right, speaking of which, coming down pit road here comes William Page. Something rings a bell there. William Page noticed fuel-wise he was not going to make it. Down he goes. Darren Ingram, I do not think is going to be coming back out onto the track again. Seems Darren Ingram was able to get 1 lap around to get Brian Newby's spot of 11th. So that's going to do it for those two guys. Luke Smith now passing William Page. Boy, and I'll tell you what, are these guys spread apart or what? I mean, these are single cars. I mean, the closest thing we're seeing is Luke Smith. But I think he's coming up on a lapped car of Hen Bordeaux. But other than that, everybody else separated somewhere between 3 to 4 seconds, and some separated almost by 12 seconds. I've always wanted to know when you're doing a race like this, how do you not get lost out there on the track when no one else is around? I mean, this has just got to be, I don't know, making you feel like you're going out for a Sunday drive. These guys having to lay back a little bit or trying to conserve tire or fuel. That way they can make it to the end because the stretch is now.
So right now, currently, we still have 10 cars still out on track right now, with the exception of Hen Bordeaux, who is still a lap down. So 9 cars currently on the lead lap.
Seeing that Davey Hazard was the last one to stay out on our first pit stop. He came in on lap number 27. So we know that Victor Vallée does have enough fuel to make it. Seeing he came in on 57, giving him about 23, 24 laps he's going to need to go. So he should have just enough. Hopefully he did not shortchange himself on fuel when he decided to come down on that lap. Back in on Darrell Harris, who's currently sitting 4th. And there's Peterson.
Really good runs tonight so far by Darrell Harris and John Peterson.
Yeah, they did a little bit of battling here tonight. I've got to admit, I think probably my favorite there was Hazard and Barnes going at it. Vallée did pretty well out there, racing against Ryan Johnson. So that is definitely that's a good race. That was a good set of running out there. But only 8 laps left to go here at Pocono. Honey Nut Calios, 200. We still got Chicagoland next week. Now, Chicagoland originally, or still, if I'm not mistaken, that track is still shut down from COVID. Currently using it a Ford parking garage.
Really?
they were during COVID. They were using as a parking garage because they ran out of computer chips. And shut the track down.
Oh.
Which unfortunately, sometimes that's just suicide out there for a track. As out there on the track is William Page on his final set of tires as he shoots around Luke Smith, sending Smith down to 9th. I don't know if William Page can keep this going. Right now, 55.21 was his last time, and the drivers in front of him hanging about that 56-second mark. So he would be able to make up just about a quart of blood here, or pretty close to reeling him in, if he is able to get up to the front. Shaves off a second each time. Might be able to find sus by the end of this race. Luke Smith coming on down.
Probably another driver that knew he wasn't going to make it on fuel.
Yeah, I think that might be the last of them, though. So pretty quiet out there in the chat. Guys, go ahead. Once you subscribe to the channel, you can start commenting. I can read it. We can answer questions. Or definitely get you signed up to race in this league. As you can see, the only caution-worthy wreck out there that iRacing had deemed enough for a caution flag was on lap 31 with Brandon Newby and Darren Ingram, which is unfortunate here on tonight. Definitely come out here and have fun with the guys. These guys definitely do pretty well out there. Separation's still happening. I've got to admit, you know, I think Pocono's got a long pit road. So it makes it extremely hard when these guys have to go all the way down to their box. Still giving them about a 51-second pit lane time.
Once again, while we're going through this entire field right here, let's just remind everybody where everybody is sitting right now. Victor Valley, currently your leader. Davey Hazard sitting in spot number 2. Cam Barnes sitting in spot number 3. Daryl Harris in spot number 4. John Peterson rounding out your top 5. Ryan Johnson in 6. Joshua Suss in 7th. William Page in 8th. Hen Bordeaux got up to 9th, but currently a lap down. And Luke Smith, I believe, is rounding out the field of active cars, sitting in 10th, 2 laps down.
2 laps down here at Pocono. Just about impossible to get them back. I know Luke Smith has really been working here to at least get back down to only a single lap down. As we are watching Victor Valley currently and Smith going at it. Now Smith is about to get a hold of him here. Not bad, not bad. Smith on the fresher of the tires. Go ahead and let him on by. No sense in continuing that battle. Would say Valley might want to use it for the draft, and he does. Rotates back up the track. This would be if Valley was cutting it too close for comfort on fuel. He would try to follow by Luke Smith as much as absolutely possible. And Smith is gone. Hazard down about 5.3 seconds off pace. Yep, 3 laps left to go. Valley 2 at the line. White flag next time by. We'll wrap up this Honey Nut Calios 200. And this will be the first time we'll be able to put Victor Valley up there for this season as a winner here. At the track. Right now, Pocono, very difficult there. Has been most of the night. Sit on board here with Victor Valley. Good turn, Victor Valley treating every one of them so gingerly. Getting around turn number 3 here. Shooting across the line. Yep. White flag is out this time by. This has been really a great race that Victor Valley has put on.
Victor Valley definitely had the car to beat tonight, and he is showing it now. A really great race tonight by Davey Hazard. Once again, like he said, he wasn't feeling confident, but I bet you second place, not too shabby.
Yeah, and especially for Cam Barnes nailing third as well. Looks like he's going to be able to fend off Darrell Harris, who's cut him down to less than 2 seconds. Couple more, about one more turn here. Couple more there for Cam Barnes. Victor Valley sitting there running down Hen Bordeaux. Excellent job here as crossing the line for Victor Valley and Davey Hazard. There he is. Second, 6 seconds behind, and 11 seconds behind is going to be Cam Barnes. Boy, that definitely opens your eyes there when turn 2 is where we find Joshua Suss sitting 7th. Boy, that's a while. Ryan Johnson was able to fight his way all the way up to 6th. That worked out real well for him. All right, fantastic job here. Glad you guys hung in there for this race. Definitely had some, a couple things of trouble out there. Nothing too crazy. And that was definitely awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome job here. Great job. Glad to see Victor Valley. We'll have a good chance to talk to him here tonight. All right, guys, hang in there. First of all, before we go, we're going to go ahead and show you guys where all this ended. And right now, yeah, taking a look at Valley, Hazard, Barnes, Harris. Hey, Peterson made it up to 5th. All right. Johnson was leading the race. Just a little pit strategy call fumble there, and that did it. All right, guys, hang in there. And we'll go ahead and see if we can find our guys here. Hold on. All righty, everybody, catching up with our third place finisher, Cam Barnes. All right, man, what a race this was. Definitely a long one here. Talk to me about the strategy of staying up in the front.
Just pitted when that caution come out, really. That was it. Just put tires on, hope it went green. A couple of those guys decided to stay out, thinking there was going to be another quick caution. Just didn't work out for them. Probably had a top 5 car, finished third with it, so happy about that. Just not happy about some other things on track. So yeah, just can't really dive more into that, or they'll penalize me for it. So not gonna talk about it, but yeah.
If it is the situation, let me know. Talk to me about the race there with Davey Hazard getting around, trying to get around him out there.
I'm not gonna say anything. He's just the way it is, always is. So.
Okay, so that is the situation. Okay, no fear. We just noticed there was some door-to-door action out there, man. Few times you guys have made contact. That was some crazy racing out there, and definitely, I'm glad neither one of you guys got totaled out there. But man, that was pretty awesome. Chicagoland next week. Confidence level.
I don't know. We'll see. Mile and a half, pretty good at Chicagoland. I like it. Gonna probably work the bottom. Maybe see if the top will come in a little bit, but should be fine. Probably gonna go for shoot for another top 5. Pretty fast guys in here, so yep. Just hopefully everybody at home enjoyed the show, and yeah, we can hopefully not have any more incidents.
All right, Cam, shout out time, buddy.
So thank everybody. Ryan, Luke, John, all the guys I was with in there. It was pretty good, and they were talking big time there, watching this go down. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to race those guys and beat them. They're really fast. So even if it is on strategy, but yeah, congrats to Victor though. That was awesome. He definitely deserved it. He was the fastest guy here for a while. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, and definitely once he got that breakaway, that was pretty much it. I knew when you and Davey were going at it, Victor was just to the floor, buddy, and he started pulling away. But I think the pass ended up being longer than you expected. So, all right, Cam, congratulations on your third place finish, buddy, and we'll see you in Chicagoland.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, that's going to do it for Cam there. Hate seeing that because he seems a little uptight about the situation. We'll see if we can kind of nudge in just a little bit here. Our second place finisher, Davey Hazard. What a race it was out here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, hey, we said I just wanted to finish, and I sure as hell did that. Tell you what.
All right, well, we'll kind of poke at it a little bit here. And,
you're allowed to.
Huh?
You're allowed to.
Okay, well, there was a lot of battling out there. You started outside the top 10, and were able to fight yourself up to the second position here. But we had a couple drivers out there that were really fast. You were one of them. Ryan Johnson was fast. Victor Vallee was fast as well. But one that kind of I like circling around was Cam Barnes was actually coming up from behind trying to make some passing out there. I know the two of you guys almost got door to door there for a while, too, bumping and banging out there. Talk to me about it.
Well, I did kind of owe him one from something he did last season, and I found a good opportunity. I knew I was going to be fast enough on the long run to kind of, keep up with him, and if I could keep him behind me, I'd be able to, keep him there till the end of the race. And, since I felt like I owed him one, I just was a little bit more aggressive than I usually am. I'll admit it, but yeah, man, he's he's a hard racer. He'll understand, but just is what it is. Like, I come here to race and finish as well as I can do. I mean, at that point, I was pretty confident I was going to finish it, and finding myself in P2 near the end there was not what I imagined coming to the green flag when you were interviewing me the first time. So I knew I had to be aggressive to keep my spot up there.
Yeah, definitely tough, man. And I know even Douglas was getting pretty excited up here as well, seeing the two of you guys racing it out, man. But I wasn't sure. I did mention during the broadcast, I said, Moe, this almost seems like payback for something. Something seems a little funny because I've never seen you ride up a little bit just to kind of give a little nudge or drop down closer to that yellow line to make the block. It almost seemed like you knew Cam Barnes had the speed to get around you, but it's if you could just buy some time, you would be able to get the upper
Exactly.
hand there. So fantastic job here, man. The 75 Toyota comes in second place here tonight, and definitely had had the timing down out there for sure. But we moved to Chicagoland next week. You know, we're gonna see the 75 back up in a podium position again.
Ooh, I tell you what, after a race like tonight, it is hard to say that I might not be. But we'll keep our options open. If I feel like getting in the rig that night, I'll get in the rig. I like Chicagoland. But yeah, my first responsibility is making sure I can admin these races and keep these boys having fun when they come out. So yeah, we'll see. But it is hard to say no after a night like tonight.
Right, right. I know what you mean, man. All right, shout out time.
I want to shout out you guys for putting on great broadcasts every night. You broadcast our league, really appreciate it. Want to thank my fellow admins, Noah Joy, Zach Krastowski, Darren Ingram, Cal Lovall. They do such a good job giving everyone here a place to race. And you know, like I said, if you didn't catch me at the beginning of the broadcast, usorl.weebly.com. Come and race with us, man. We really just want to have fun. And all of those admins I just mentioned do a great job. All my teammates, Austin Hakes, who wasn't here tonight, but going to be running for a truck championship in 2 weeks' time. Darren Ingram, Noah Joyce again. Anyone I know I send this link out to a lot of people. If I know you and you're watching, love you, thank you. Thanks for letting me drive in circles on a computer all night. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's it, man.
All right, Davey. Appreciate you, buddy, and congratulations on your second place finish. I'm sure we'll see you do it again.
Thank you, sir. See y'all soon.
Yep. All right. That's going to do it. And catching up with our race winner here tonight. Douglas, I think you might have him there. See if you can. I hope you got 27 there in Victory Lane.
And as I do have the 27 here in Victory Lane, Victor Valley. Victor, first let me say congratulations on your win tonight. And the first thing I do have to ask you is, how do you pronounce your last name?
Oh, you guys have been doing it right. It's Valley, so you guys spot on. Appreciate it as well.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Okay, no problem. Man, I gotta tell you, you were definitely the car to beat tonight. Tell us, how was your race overall?
Honestly, it was kind of boring. I wish it was a little bit more fun. I mean, definitely I was sweating a lot, especially with Davey behind me there. I know he's really good at saving tires, and that's kind of his specialty there. So I was listening to Darren and Davey talk in the team room, and they're talking Davey up like, oh yeah, he's gonna reel in Victor here in the next couple laps, and I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, I'm just gonna put the pedal to the floor and just go, and that's what I did, and worked out in the end.
Definitely did work out for you in the end, and I think what we weren't expecting was a caution coming out in today's race, which happened on lap 38. A lot of drivers ended up coming down pit road just to top off with fuel or take tires. Tell us, was it a strategic call on your end when the caution came out to come down pit road?
Yeah, actually, when that caution came out, I was thinking, I'm like, oh man, there goes my race. But then I looked at it again, and I'm like, well, it's 40 some odd laps to come in here, get fuel, one more stop to the end, get tires obviously as well, and just make it one more stop to the end. And I pit, and I saw the guys behind me didn't, and I'm like, oh my god. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, at that point I got a little bit cocky. I said, boys, I think I just won the race. And well, I guess that was a winning move coming down pit road there, and definitely paid off for me, Davey, Cam, and DJ. Everybody that came down there at the end, I think we came out first through fourth there. I think John also might have done that as well. So shout out to him as well. They all did the right strategy. It was just luck of the draw, I guess.
Definitely a strategic call on your end. Most dominant car of the night. We now leave the tricky triangle behind us, and we next week go into Chicagoland. Tell us, how's your confidence level going into Chicagoland?
I don't even own the track right now, so I'll have to buy it if I want to run. So we'll see how that goes. I know it's a progressive banking track, and I like running the lip, so I think I'll be okay there if I do buy the track and end up racing. But if not, as I say, I'll be looking forward to the next race after that, whatever that may be. Can't remember which one it is.
I think it's Iowa.
Iowa, yeah, and I love me some Iowa. I will be there no matter what with that one. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Most definitely. Victor, give us your shout-outs.
Yeah, I gotta thank my parents, of course, for putting up with me. My buddy DJ, of course, runs in this league. My buddy Josh, I know he's probably watching. I sent him the link earlier. Basically everybody that was in that race chat there, Davey, Darren, DJ. I don't know who else was in there. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, and I'm sorry to whoever I'm missing there. But yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, my friends and family, of course, as I said before. So, you know, just thanks to everyone who makes this possible for me.
It's definitely the most dominant car of the night. Victor Valley, once again, congratulations on the win tonight. Patrick, back up to you.
All right, thanks, buddy. And congratulations to the 27 Chevrolet coming away with the win. Great job, buddy, and we'll see you at the next few tracks.
Thank you. I hope to be there.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm sure we'll see him, Victor Valley, out there and doing an awesome job here tonight. Boy, I appreciate you guys hanging out there about midnight here on the East Coast. Boy, you want to talk about some dedicated people out there that are watching. Do appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know Douglas, boy, that was a long race, but man, we had to Chicagoland, so we're going to shorten it up a little bit, add some more laps, and try to put these drivers closer and closer together and try to see who can survive to the end. Anything left to add there?
Looking forward to Chicagoland, and we move on to the next one.
Excellent. Chicagoland, Iowa, and then I believe it's Indianapolis after that. Excelodian. Right now, Gambit out there saying Nickelodeon-sponsored race next week. All right. Well, we'll hope so. After that, go figure out how to spell Nickelodeon. You're totally off, bro. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here with the USORL League. You'll see us next Saturday as we are skipping Thursday for the Truck Series. Now you'll see that championship run there October 17th. So we'll see you at the USORL League next Saturday. Beyond that, and we actually before that has Nora on Tuesdays. Their playoffs are starting to quickly come to an end. And don't forget, Bandit is refired off here. And hopefully we'll be able to see Douglas finish a race out there instead of getting a fire call, which would be rather unfortunate, and definitely be able to see how he does out there on Wednesday nights. Guys, so I've got the links posted up there. Keep in mind, we are going to be ready for that, but from all of us here at SimTrax Broadcasting, be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.